Welcome to Infinite Light. My name is Shani. I'm about to do an all signs reading for everyone. Take a look at the description box below. That's where on my channel I always put the timestamps. All right. We're going to be going from Aries to Pisces, taking a look at what's coming next. What do we need to be most aware of? All right. So starting with the birthday sign of Aries, we're going to do what is coming next for your greatest and highest good. Thank you so much for joining me, Aries. You are so welcome here. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Don't force anything. My intention with this reading, as with all readings, is to try to help you provide some clarity. Try to help provide you some clarity. Oh my goodness. All right, what's coming towards the Aries? Wow, the whole reading just came out. The biggest energy that's coming towards you is the Chariot card. Moving in the right direction, victory. Some of you guys moving, all right? But a lot of victory. This is Cancer energy. So again, like the fourth house energy. You guys could be updating your house. You guys could be updating what your family looks like, more towards like a chosen family. Getting rid of, purging a lot of stuff in your house that is causing you to feel weighted down, whatever that is for you guys, so that when you do move throughout your next few weeks in life, you feel a lot lighter, a lot brighter, and more in the energy of I can do this, right? But you're heading in a direction that is almost being illuminated for you, and it's feeling right. It's feeling right. All right. There could be some energies inside of you, because I'm just kind of looking at the horses on here. They're headed in the same direction, but they look like they're kind of competing with each other. So you might have your masculine and your feminine energy within you kind of competing right now, Aries, where it's like, oh, I don't know if I should take a little bit of time for myself, if I should rest today, if I should be very active today, if I should be a more on the perfectionist kind of things, if I should be on, right? So you could be going back and forth with your energies. So just make sure that you find ways to ground yourself, whatever works for you. A couple of minutes to 7 minutes to 10 minutes really helps ground your energy whenever you feel all up in your head. Whenever you feel like you cannot stay aligned with your goals, learn some grounding techniques that work for you. And the best way to start is to go back to the things that you like to do, whether it's coloring in a coloring book, whether that's listening to your favorite song that's like an anthem or that a hype song, whether it's listening to very calm sort of music, watching your favorite TV show for about 30 minutes just to recenter yourself, reground yourself. What is the thing that you like to do? Take a couple to 7 to 10 minutes to ground yourself whenever you're kind of feeling kind of like back and forth with your energy, okay? But that's just a heads up, all right? Then we get the 7 of Swords, the 5 of Swords, the Page of Wands, and then the King of Wands at the bottom of the deck, all right? So this is just a little bit of noise that's around you, Aries. You might have some people that you're kind of trying to figure out, can I trust you? Remember earlier when I was talking about picking your family, like selected family members, like the people that you would, for example, you might be going through an idea like this. If I were to have a dinner party this week, who would be the people that I would actually enjoy to be in my house, to be in my personal space, the people that bring me the most grounded, calm, and energizing energy in a very positive way. So you might be making a selection based off of that as you're watching this, or it's projected that you're going to be doing that, because the biggest thing for you, Aries, is peace. And you have a lot of things that are exciting to you, that you're wanting to, like a passion project with this King of Wands, this Page of Wands, something that you haven't quite got in the bag yet, but it's definitely taking a lot of your energy, and you're very excited about it. You're going to have this invigoration. Like, I really am excited to get whatever this thing is done. So that's why it's very important for you to ground yourself as you're going through this motivated sort of thing. And what that is that we're headed into the Aries season. And so you're going to start feeling like, okay, it's time to go. It's time to do this thing, right? But there are going to be some people around you that you're going to say, you know what? In order for me to stay motivated, you got to go. I can't. You can't be in here. We can't talk on the phone. No, I can't come this weekend because I have a mission to be victorious and succeed. All right. So you might be telling some people no, you might be cutting some people off, or you might be just putting your phone on silent for a while. But make sure, Aries, you're finding that time to ground every single day. This season is projected to be a huge glow up for us. If you haven't seen the most recent Aries reading that I did a birthday reading for Aries. You guys have to check that out. This is going to be a huge glow up. So allow the energy to work for you and not against you. Do not be your own worst enemy here. All right, Aries, let me get you just a little bit of advice moving in. It says the 8 of air. It says an illusion of being trapped, lack of self-confidence, afraid to take action. Not anymore. You find out that this trapped energy, this I can't do energy, I'm not enough energy, will I be enough energy? It was all just a story you were told and you believed. Whether you were telling yourself or whether other people were telling you that or told you that at some point in your life, you are breaking free of the mental chains. If you haven't done that yet, then lean on that energy. I break free of the mental chains. No more mental chains for me, Aries. Put that down in the comments down below. No more mental chains. Not for me. All right, breaking it down because it was all an illusion. Let's head on to Taurus energy. Taurus, thank you so much for joining me. Spirit is here to send you a protected message for your greatest and highest good. Take it as it resonates. Do not force anything. All right, so for the Taurus in the house, what do we have coming towards you? The Ace of Cups. The Magician, Taurus, what are you calling in? The 8 of Coins, the 8 of Pentacles, and then the Knight of Cups. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, Taurus. Things are getting kind of revisited in your life, right? This Mercury retrograde could have hit you pretty hard. As I'm posting this, we're kind of in the shadow phase of it. It's going to direct in the sign of Pisces, so you might get a little bit of clarity about your love life, Taurus, and kind of like how you'd want to tackle it, maybe differently, or in just a more balanced kind of manner. This Magician here is telling me that you've learned a lot to be able to elevate yourself, especially with this 8 of Pentacles here. Like you've been an apprentice in the energy of love in your life, and now Spirit is saying, okay, let's start taking action on the things that we've learned about how we want to show up in love. You might already have your eyes set on somebody with this Knight of Cups here. It could be an existing relationship that you're feeling more exuberant about, or more energized about, or yes, I can do this. I can be more vulnerable. I can tell you I love you in this very, very now season. All right, that's what's coming up for you. So this is a very cut and dry energy. I don't really need to pull anymore. You're learning how to love because you've taken note. You've taken note. All right. So that could mean a new love venture for you, especially with this Knight of Cups here, or just a reinvigoration of how you show up in your current relationship. All right. So for Taurus, let me get some advice for Taurus in this right now energy, please, Spirit. It says the 7 of Swords, or the 7 of Air, right? It says plans that need revision, more going on than meets the eye, and for some of you guys, poor timing. I'm going to get an extra card on that, but as far as the love is concerned, the biggest thing that's stepping out, Spirit is pointing me towards on this 7 of Swords card is more on There's more going on than meets the eye. It's almost like a reevaluation. Maybe there was a story I was telling myself about a particular love situation that I was in. And you're learning more about that, especially with this Magician. You're going to be able, whatever it is that you learn about that, you're going to be able to execute accordingly, because you yourself have applied yourself and now know how to apply yourself in this love energy. So let me get from the bottom of the deck for this Seven of Swords for you. Yeah, the King of Water, the King of Cups. You know how to control. You've become more emotionally aware, Taurus. You've become more emotionally intelligent. You know how to be more trustworthy. You know when to extend trust out to your love partners. You know how to be a little bit more compassionate. You know how to be extend respect from yourself to others in this love energy, right? So the biggest thing for you, the advice that's coming forward for you, Taurus, this is more going on that meets the eye. You might learn to love for the first time in your life. It says, open your heart and mind to those around you. Trustworthy and heartfelt advice. Charity work. There might have been a person that you didn't trust, Taurus, and it could have been, and this is not going to be for everybody, a projection from your past. And it could be that the way that they were showing up was triggering you, and you had to learn how to navigate that particular thing. So either you're going to show up to that relationship differently, or going to show up in a new relationship differently. Either way, you've learned. All right, let's move on to Gemini. All right, Gemini, this is what's coming up next for you. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Do not force anything, Gemini. My intention with this reading, as with all readings, is to try to help you, try to help provide you with clarity. I've been having a hard time saying that today. All right, so for Gemini, what is coming towards Gemini next? The Four of Coins, or the Four of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands, all right? The Star card. Wow, and then at the bottom of the deck, the World card. So there's been, I don't know how to not feel this way, is what I'm getting for you, Gemini. And so in order for me to protect myself, I'm just going to stay to myself. Because anytime I put myself out there, or the times recently that I've put myself out there and taken action on stuff, I didn't get back what I had hoped to get back. What was reflected back to me was something that I felt like I needed to protect myself from, right? So essentially what was happening was the universe and your God or your future self or higher self was trying to show you a pattern. And I feel like it made you uncomfortable, a pattern of behavior within yourself, how you show up in particular relationships or connections or situations, or a pattern of behavior that was reflected back to you through somebody else or in a particular situation. So you kept seeing kind of like the same things happening over and over again, and it was making you feel so uncomfortable that you started kind of protecting your energy and maybe even matching energy. Gemini is really good at that. All right. So what's happening right now is that cycle is closing because the Star card is here to help heal it. Right. So you might find yourself asking for help, asking for direction, praying more, reflecting more, taking different action, showing up differently. But where you might have been telling yourself a story, like I had to build this wall. At one point in time, you had to tell yourself that and had to build that wall to protect yourself. But because that cycle is closing, because those instances are no longer going to be showing themselves to you in that way, or you showing up that way, you get to now tell yourself a new story. And it's more real. It's less based in old narratives. It's now based in the reality of who you are becoming, because you are healing from whatever it was that had you tell yourself that story and had you build that wall up to begin with. All right. So I'm going to get a little bit more clarity on this World card at the bottom of the deck for Gemini, please, Spirit. The Queen of Pentacles. Yeah. I do feel like some of you guys, there could be like a money situation that you're learning to clean up. For others of you guys, it's not money. The Pentacles are highlighting your own energy. I am learning that if I invest more in myself, in my own sanity, so you might be going to therapy or just intentionally healing, especially with the Star card, then I can let those walls down, right? I can show up more authentically. And I didn't know what my authentic self really looked like, to be honest, is what is coming out in these cards. And this is you talking, Gemini. All right. So let me get you some advice. Advice for the Geminis, please, Spirit. Thank you. It says the King of Cups. Yeah. You're learning to trust your heart. You're learning to trust your heart, or you will be learning to trust your heart, to open up your heart, right? And for some of you guys, you learn this because it says charity work on here. For some of you guys, you learn this because you were around people that needed your help and were getting you out of your comfort zone and were requiring you to be a little bit more vulnerable. And it's in that work that you were doing that you started learning more about yourself. This could be with kids, you could be a teacher, you could be some sort of healer, you could be a coach, you could be a doctor, you could be a lawyer, it could be volunteer work or something like that, where you were, or it could just be a person that was a catalyst in your life that really, you provided so much help for that person, you started learning more and more about yourself. So definitely lean in on that healing energy, Gemini. You're headed in the right direction. I hope that helped. Let's move on to Cancer. What do we have coming towards Cancer? Cancer, thank you so much for joining me. Cancer, you are loved here for sure. This reading is for your greatest and highest good. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. My intention with this reading, as with all my readings, is to try to help you get some clarity. All right, so for Cancer, what do we have coming towards Cancer? What is next for Cancer, please, Spirit? We got the Knight of Cups, the Knight of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles. Oh, and then we got 2. Normally I want to get 4, but now we've got 5, all right? And then we got the 3 of, oh my goodness, the Hermit and the 3 of Pentacles. So there's been some studying going on. If you take a look at these, the Knight of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles, you've been learning a lot about self and investment. You've been learning a lot about investment. All right. And it's taken a while for you to get to a place in your life where you feel comfortable enough and at home enough to kind of let a more vulnerable side of yourself kind of creep out. But you're definitely at the point where I feel like this Knight of Cups is almost telling me that you're ready to open your heart up to something. It could be a new passion project. It could be something that you love in work. Let me get a little bit more on this Hermit card. You've been working on something behind the scenes is what it looks like for you, Cancer, with this Hermit card. Trying to perfect something. Right, because that's kind of Virgo energy. Trying to perfect something, weighing out the working out the kinks, weighing out the positive and negative of it, or the pros and cons of it. But and for some of you guys, it's a contract, an actual literal contract with this 3 of Pentacles here. Let me get a little bit more on this energy for Cancer. Whatever it is exciting to you with this Knight of Cups, all right, for Cancer. The Four of Swords. Yeah, you've been working behind the scenes on something. I wonder if it's a distraction for you. Like this could be a passion project or a hobby or something like that that you're really trying to perfect. The Four of Swords is telling me that you've had to cut something else off in order to kind of invest your time. And it doesn't have to be something big. It could just be like putting your phone on silent, or taking more and more time for yourself, or waking up early to work on something, or staying awake a little bit later to work on something, or staying at work a little bit longer to perfect something, right? I'm really getting that for you. I want to know where this is headed for the Cancers. Where is this thing headed for the Cancers, please, Spirit? Where is this headed for the Cancers? It says the Page of Coins. Yeah, so you might be ready to go live. You might be ready to publish something. You might be ready to send out the email, whatever it is that you've been working on behind the scenes, Cancer, because this is the messenger card. You might be ready to put it out, whatever it is. So with this Hermit card, you were doing something behind the scenes, especially with this Four of Swords. You were doing something behind the scenes, something that you'd been studying a lot, and then now in the very near future, you're going to be ready to put it out and say, here it is. It's new. There might be a little bit of kinks with this Page of Pentacles. That means I'm still learning. But I'm ready to put myself out there. All right. But it looks like you're ready to go. So if you've been waiting for a sign, when should I put this out there? It's coming, and you will get the clarity you need, because this is a project that Spirit has put upon your heart and your soul, to publish or go live with. All right. So hold on, Cancer. We got some cards that fell. All right, advice in this venture for Cancer. Advice in this venture for Cancer. You will get to a point where you're ready to let somebody read it or look at it or something. All right, Cancer. It is the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, so all of this has been for you to grow your money. All of this has been for you to get back out into the world with the Five of Pentacles. For some of you guys, you might be seeking some assistance from somebody. It could be investors. It could be an assistant. It could be somebody else's buy-in. So don't be afraid to ask for help with this Five of Pentacles here. For some of you guys, it's an investment. So you've been working on something, because the Five of Pentacles says fears of surrendering money. You've been working on something, working on something, and you know, like the next thing that you need to do is buy that thing in order to, in order to receive a return on that investment. But as this Five of Pentacles as advice is saying, don't be afraid to do what you need to do to get the thing done. All right. It says the wisdom to accept help from others. So if you need help to launch this thing, definitely ask for help, Cancer. But I hope that this helped. What's next for you? That thing you've been working on, you're going to be ready to release it here very, very soon. Do not be afraid to ask for help. All right. Let's move on to Leo. I couldn't see the time. All right, Leo. This is for you. For the Leos in the house, thank you so much for joining me. I do appreciate you. Do not forget to like and subscribe and turn on that bell notification button. Let me know how this is resonating for you. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. If this particular reading doesn't resonate for you, definitely feel free to check out your other placements, all right? But what's coming next for Leo and Leo's greatest and highest good, please, Spirit? We got the Page of Cups, the 10 of Coins, Leo, the 6 of Wands, Leo, the Page of Swords at the bottom. You have been not gathering as much information as you possibly can about something that kind of piques a little bit. It's twofold. So there's like a money situation for you, Leo, that you're like flirting with the idea of signing on with, right? And then there's also like a person, I feel, as well, that's kind of caught your interest. This could be a love interest, or this could be like a partner, right? With this 10 of Pentacles. Either way, I feel like you've gathered as much information as you need to about both of those ventures. And so I'm trying to figure out where this is going. Where is this going for Leo, please? Where is this going for Leo, please? The Seven of Coins. Patience, patience, not yet. Not yet. You're investing. Some of you guys, it's investing money in the background first. Others of you guys, it's investing time. Not yet. Tell me why not yet is coming out. The Queen of Cups. Ah. Okay. So you're waiting until this other person is ready. I feel like this is kind of like Leo is like, I'm waiting on you. I'm waiting on you. I'm waiting to see what you think. You're waiting to see what this other person thinks, this Queen of Cups, of your offer. You might have submitted something and you're waiting to hear back from this Queen of Cups. You might have sent somebody an email or a text, or you're waiting to hear back. You're waiting to get some sort of sign. How does this Queen of Cups feel about the Leo, please, Spirit? How does this Queen of Cups feel about the Leo? The Nine of Cups. I feel like whatever it is you're waiting on, if you're waiting on some sort of sign to pull the trigger, you're going to get it. And this other person is going to be excited to work with you. For some of you guys, you want to flirt with this person. You find this other person attractive. They piqued your interest. You can see longevity. They can see it too. Work partnership, romantic partnership, and then if this is some sort of business venture, whoever this other person is that you have to sell it to, they would be excited by it. All right. So you're gathering a lot of information, and here pretty soon you're going to go live. For Leos, can you please give me some advice for Leos in this? It says the wheel. The time is now. Strike while the iron is hot. If you are waiting on a sign, this is your sign. The time is now. This is a fated interaction between you and this person, and the outlook is positive. All right, Leo, I hope that helped. That could have gone 3 different ways for you, so take it as it resonates. All right, so now we're moving on to Virgo. Virgo, thank you for being here. I do appreciate you sharing your time with me. My intention for this reading for you, Virgo, is to help provide you with some clarity. So take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Do not try to force anything. The Star card flew out. What are you doing, Virgo? Rearranging the stars in order to, it's not like this idea of defying fate, but it is taking action on healing something. No longer playing with the maybe shoulda, coulda, woulda for the Virgo. Let me get some more on this happening for you. The Queen of Cups, the Nine of Cups, the Four of Cups, and then the Two of Wands. I feel like you're trying to heal a love situation with somebody. No longer playing the shoulda, coulda, woulda, because you want to make something happen out of it for the Virgo. You want to make something happen out of it. Let's see how this Queen of Cups feels or is going to feel about that with the Virgo. Male or female, it doesn't matter. It says the Eight of Cups. I thought you were done. The Five of Cups. I've already started healing from it. The Three of Swords. Wow, this person, whoever this person is that you're wanting to kind of heal things with, is still trying to move on from maybe potentially you leaving, from you ghosting them, from you stonewalling them. That you've left and the role can be reversed, because we're talking about love. This could be romantic love situation. This could be, a family or a friend or whatever. But your appearance in this person's life has been a hard lesson for them, a really hard lesson for them. They've had to learn how to walk away to save their sanity, or how to accept somebody walking away and then learn how to save their sanity afterwards. this Queen of Cups is really trying to learn how to love herself, his or herself. All right. I like to pull 4 cards. The 3 of Cups. They would be okay with a conversation, but the biggest thing is that you have to understand that there is still processing that they're going through from the initial disconnect between you and them. All right. So I want to get you some advice. This is a quick read for you guys, Virgo, but if you want a personal reading, definitely consider doing so. The link is in the description box below. I'm going to get you some advice in this energy. For Virgo, please. It says, the experience. A significant life event. A powerful revelation that leads to change. Time to spread your wings. This is the Tower card. So you're going to have an epiphany of how to go about this. And it is going to be heavily transformative for you and for this person. This doesn't mean that you are going to, and you guys are both going to reconcile in a way that means now you hold hands merrily throughout your future. But it could be a conversation that helps gain closure between the two of you guys, gain clarity between the two of you guys. Some of you guys are at a distance. It's not going to be for everybody with this 2 of Wands. But for the bulk of you guys, you've really been trying to figure out, do I say something? Do I even try to heal it? This Tower is showing me that there is going to be an exchange that helps move this connection in the right direction, whatever that is for the 2 of you guys. Remember, the right direction doesn't always mean a happily forever after together. Sometimes it is just the closure that you need. All right, Virgo. So whether that manifests in your reality or not, me just saying that is going to help you gain clarity on which direction you need to go. All right, Virgo. Okay, so now we're going to move on to Libra. All right, Libra, thank you so much for joining me. This is for your greatest and highest good. Come to this reading with an open heart and open mind. I'm taking a look at what's coming next for the Libra. What is coming next for the Libra viewers? Libra, consider liking and subscribing and turning on that bell notification button for me. And I'm very active in the comments down below, so you can let me know how this reading resonated for you. All right, so for your clarity, here we go for Libra. The 8 of Coins, the Hermit. Libra's sticking to themselves right now. Libra, I don't know if you're trying to perfect something or if you're just kind of like working on something. For a lot of you guys, it's a creative sort of endeavor, some sort of passion project. And for some of you guys, as I'm looking at him kind of painting a picture of himself, it's like, it's a glow up. It's literally like a glow up, adding more color to your wardrobe, adding more color to your life. For Libra, please. The King of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, the 2 of Wands. Yeah. Libra, you are doing your utmost best to grow as a person, in all of the ways. Your career, your finance, your knowledge, like your overall knowledge, like learning new things. You might have a thirst for the esoteric, for starting to read again, for starting to research things, not just trusting the narrative that's pushed in front of you, but and grow as a person. So this is a glow up time for you guys. Growth in maturity as well. Let me get you some advice for Libra, please, as Libra is going through this self-awakening. Advice for Libra, please. It says the Moon card. Do not let anything distract you from this internal revelation that you're having, this internal getting to know you that you're having. Do not let anything distract you, and do not be afraid to dig deep and go into the crevices of self and discover a healthier way of being, and discover who you are and who you always were meant to be. So this could be confirmation for a lot of you guys. It says important psychic insights, investments behind the scene. I don't know why I cannot read today. That's crazy. And it says release fears that hold you back. All right. So you could have some epiphanies and some psychic sort of abilities that are coming online, or just intuitive nudges that make so much sense now. Dang, that synchronicity makes so much sense. That angel number that I'm seeing right there makes so much sense. Wow, this message and this message are going together, and now I have clarity about this thing that I have been lost on for a long time in my life. So allow yourself as much time as possible to feel those feelings and to have that alone time so that you can get more insight about self and growth. All right, Libra, I hope that helped. Let's move on to Scorpio. Scorpio, thank you so much for joining me. You are so very welcome here. This is a reading to help provide you some clarity on what's coming next in your life. Take it as it resonates. Do not force anything. All right, for the Scorpios, what is coming next for the Scorpio viewers for their greatest and highest good, please, Spirit? It says the King of Wands, the Chariot, fire or water energy coming towards you, a lot of passion, a change in direction from somebody who you might have thought might have been a player, who you might be surprised to find out that this person is choosing to have a commitment with you, Scorpio. Let's get a little bit more. Whoever this person is, it's coming up as a King of Wands. We've got heavy Cancer energy with this Chariot energy here, but whoever this King of Wands is, they're very good looking, very charismatic. And long hair could be significant, or no hair could be significant. Because I realize that the people in these days used to wear wigs and they would shave their head. So I feel like that could just be confirmation for some of you guys, not for all of you guys. But this person you thought was very interested and self-evolved, but I feel like they're pivoting from that old sort of reality for themselves, Scorpio. Let's see here. Yeah, the High Priestess. And then at the bottom of the deck, the Four of Coins. I do feel like there was somebody in your energy, Scorpio, that is following an intuitive nudge, and they might not actually be talking to you about all of this. I don't even know if they have the vocabulary or the vernacular to put the words to everything that I'm saying to you. But this person is following an intuitive nudge to come towards you, whereas before they've been hidden or they've been protecting themselves from you with this Four of Coins here. Why is this King of Wands coming towards the Scorpio, please, Spirit? Two cards. We have the Hierophant and the Five of Wands. I feel like this person thinks that they've made some sort of mistake. Maybe not committing originally, and some of you guys are going to go straight to the comments and be like, this better not be somebody from my past who I had to break up with because they were non-committal before. It doesn't have to be that person. This could be a new person who had a problem with commitment in their past, and with this Chariot card, they're learning to show up differently, right? They could still give this air off, though, that they've got player ways, if that makes sense. You're going to have to take it as it resonates. Don't force anything. And if you don't claim the reading, that's fine too. All right. But this Hierophant is telling me, and it's landing right on the Chariot. This is moving towards a commitment, whatever this is for you. All right. So the Five of Wands is saying that they've had to fight off negative talk, whatever that means for that person. A lot of chatter. And for some of you guys, this is a person that is fighting off other options as they just are beelining towards you. because I do feel like this person is really attractive, highly sought after. All right. Let me get some, how does this person feel about the Scorpio? How does this King of Wands feel about the Scorpio? The Hangman. You're different. You force them to look at things differently. You might be, without even realizing it, teaching this person how to show up in relationship. How will or how does Scorpio feel currently about this King of Wands, please, Spirit? The Wheel of Fortune. You can tell that this person is meant to be in your life somehow. And you, whenever you meet this person or this person reveals themselves to you in whatever way it is, you just feel the pull as well. Remember I said they were beelining towards you. You feel the pull towards them as well. We've got a significant amount of 4 major arcana. And I just recently did a reading for you, Scorpio, earlier this week. And it had 8 major arcana in it. So whatever this relationship is, or this connection is with this King of Wands, is very pivotal to this point in your life, to this point of growth for you. I'm going to get you some advice. If you want a personal reading, Scorpio, if you've been following my channel for a while, whether it's on Instagram or on YouTube, and you've been seeing this reading and you feel this energy, or you've seen this energy in your reality and you want a personal reading, definitely take a look at the description box below, because we can make that happen for you. The Justice card. Things are balancing out for you, cause and effect, right? Because I feel like you're learning what healthy love should look like, and you're learning to not accept anything less. And I said earlier that I feel like you're teaching this person how to show up, right? So the cause and effect of that is what you have learned you are now magnetizing towards you. So this is meant to be something to show you that you're doing right by yourself in the energy of love or relationships, whatever this is for you. Okay, Scorpio? So trust the energy and trust yourself in it as well. All right. Let's move on to Sagittarius. Sagittarius. The number 42 could be significant for you, Sagittarius, because your timestamp is 4242. I like that. That's pretty cool that the Chariot came out as soon as I was saying that. So moving towards something that is going to be heavily, I was going to say transform. For me, the number 42 goes directly towards, like, I have a bracelet on that says frog. Forever rely on God. So, but you may not use God in your vernacular, and it's okay. Like, this is non-denominational, what I'm about to say for you, Sagittarius. But in the energy of love, you are relying more and more on your intuition, your connection to your higher self, your connection to the universe, because you're feeling warmer and warmer in that energy, happier and happier in that energy with that flow. Connecting to it is helping you feel victorious, and it's leading you into rooms with people and situations and opportunities that are really feeding your soul. All right. So that might be your whole reading, but let's see for Sagittarius, what's coming towards Sagittarius. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Okay. Hold on. I got an alarm coming up on my phone. All right. For Sagittarius, it might be time for you to take action on something and leave and go somewhere. The 5 of Pentacles, the 6 of Pentacles, going from the 5 of Pentacles to the 6 of Pentacles, feeling alone, feeling out in the cold, feeling like stagnant with your money, is moving towards reciprocity. It's moving towards now getting enough to where of investment in yourself, then now you can invest in other people. It's growing out of a situation that wasn't making you feel seen, heard, acknowledged, invested in. It's moving in the right direction with your money and self, right? The Seven of Swords and the Six of Wands. Wow, you're headed in a very highly productive, highly victorious stage in your life. Let me get some, why is this Seven of Swords? You're learning from your mistakes. That's what the Seven of Swords is. You're learning from your mistakes. Seven of Swords, please, Spirit. The Eight of Pentacles. You're literally putting in the work to learn from your mistakes. Learn what you can trust about yourself, what you can't trust about yourself, what you can trust about other people, what you can't trust about other people. And I know trust is very important to you, Sagittarius. More than any of the zodiac signs. Where is this headed? Where's this victorious energy headed for the Sagittarius? What does Sagittarius get to look forward to? What's the positive thing that they get to look forward to? The Hermit. Following your North Star, following your intuition, learning to trust the voice inside your head. And for some of you guys, learning to trust the voices inside of your head, and learning that I feel like you're trying to perfect yourself. It's not about perfecting yourself. Like we're all humans on this floating little planet. And the thing that makes us so special is that we're all perfectly imperfect. So you don't have to worry about perfecting yourself. But I do feel like you're a stickler in that. Like, I want to change this, I want to change that. And you're learning what to let go and what to pay attention to when it comes to self-development. But you are developing as self. You could have a very heavy Virgo placement with this Hermit card here. Doesn't have to be for everyone. All right, advice for Sagittarius in this what's next energy. It is the Six of Wands twice. You're doing a good job. Sag, you're doing a good job. Sag, you're doing a good job. Sag, you're doing a good job. It's not about perfection. That's your song. It's not about perfection. Victory, Sagittarius. You're growing. You're growing. Good news is on the way. Public recognition or awards. Congratulations. Other people are seeing the good work that you are doing as well. I just hope that you see it yourself. Give yourself a pat on the back, Sagittarius. I'm so proud of you. Mwah, love you. All right, let's move on to Capricorn. All right, Capricorn. Capricorn, for Capricorn's greatest and highest good, pulling on the what's next energy for Capricorn. Capricorn, take what resonates and leave what doesn't, all right? Let me know in the comments down below how this is resonating for you. Don't forget to like and subscribe and turn on that bell notification button. And especially if you like the way I read. If this particular section of the reading doesn't resonate with you or you want to learn more, definitely check out your other placements. The description box has all of the timestamps down below. For Capricorn, we have the Queen of Coins, the Nine of Swords, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Five of Swords. You don't know if you want to, Capricorn, all up in your head about investing in something. All up in your head. Because for so long, the investment was here in yourself, right? For however so long is, right? But it's like, do I have the energy to invest outside of myself, to let somebody in? The Five of Swords here. You don't want to get caught with your pants down. Whatever that means for you. But for some of people, that saying is like embarrassed. You don't want to embarrass yourself by putting yourself back out there again. Let me get a little bit more on this for Capricorn, please, Spirit. A little bit more. the Three of Pentacles, the Emperor, the Tower, and then the Temperance card. Sagittarius energy, Aries energy, Gemini energy, Scorpio energy. Well, here's the thing. If you don't, no risk, no reward. So you're learning, I'm going to have to learn to let people in again. I'm going to have to learn to put myself out there again. I'm going to have to learn to get out of the house every now and then. I'm going to have to learn to say yes to new things and new opportunities every now and then with this Ace of Pentacles here. I can't just keep my head in the sand. I'm going to have to learn to network. I'm going to have to remember what it's like to have fun again, to be joyful again. And it's in that now energy that you are learning that, cooperating with other people, working with other people, letting people in. All right, for Capricorn, I know that could be a little foreign, but that's what you're learning. That's what you're accepting in this other energy. I mean, in this new energy for Capricorn. Let me get you some advice dealing with this. Advice for Capricorn. The Seven of Cups. Yeah. But the thing is, you know, with life comes, you're going to have your good eggs and your bad eggs. But you can't hide yourself away in life. It's not the best option to hide yourself away in life because you've dealt with some bad eggs. That doesn't mean all the eggs are bad. Because you've dealt with some people that were some assholes or some jerks or took some advantage of you, that doesn't mean that everybody is like that. All right. So you're learning that very, very thing. So I think this is confirmation for a lot of you guys, and baby steps. Only do what's comfortable for you. But even saying that, you're going to have to take yourself out of your comfort zone if you want to grow as a person. All right, Capricorn? I hope that helped. Let's move on to Aquarius. Aquarius, I feel like there's something in the backyard because I do feel like my dog is growling. Hopefully it's not like a snake or anything. A snake in the grass, Aquarius. No, not in your energy. It could be something. I hear he doesn't normally growl like that, but everything that happens during a reading happens for a reason. But there's something a brewing around your energy, Aquarius. All right, and I almost said Sagittarius, so I don't know if you've got a heavy Sagittarius placement, or what I'm hearing is a Sagittarius around you that's kind of maybe potentially bothering you. Take it as it resonates. Aquarius, this is for your greatest and highest good. I do have a card that's flipped. It says the Seven of Cups. Got a lot of stuff going on, huh? Got a lot of stuff going on in your life right now, and you're trying to figure out what should be taking your attention. But there's a lot that's taking your attention. You're just trying to figure out how to methodically figure it out, right, Aquarius? All right, so your reading's already started before I even got into my spiel, but take it as it resonates. Don't force anything. My intention is to help provide you with some clarity. All right, so for Aquarius, what's coming next for Aquarius? The Ace of Wands, the Page of Swords. Yeah, so you're gathering as much information as you can to try to figure out how to take action on these different things that are happening in your life right now, Aquarius. Prioritizing some of the things you're trying to figure out what is actually a fire that you need to put out right now and what is something that you can handle down the line. But it's all in front of you right now, right? The Four of Swords, and then at the bottom of the deck, the Justice card, while at the same time trying to recover from a huge life imbalance. A huge life imbalance. So I'm getting Aquarius saying, frick, man, life just keeps coming at me. I just finished this thing right here, or I'm going through this thing right here, and I got all this other stuff in front of me that's yelling at me to give it attention. Okay, so let me get you some advice right now. Or let me see. how can Aquarius... Okay, how about this? What's the biggest thing that is blocking Aquarius, or will be blocking Aquarius from taking the appropriate action on the appropriate next best step? What's the biggest thing that's blocking Aquarius right now, please, Spirit? The Three of Swords. Are you processing some sort of painful thing? So how should Aquarius go about this Three of Swords energy, please, Spirit? The King of Wands. You got to take action. You can't just sit and watch it fester. Catch it early, as soon as possible. So if it's some sort of painful thing or some sort of loss that you've recently had, then ignoring it isn't going to do yourself justice at all. If anything, as you're looking at all of these things in front of you right now, Aquarius, if you've got several things that need your attention, you've got to be able to get to a point where you can backwards plan to figure out your day. So this takes this much of my time, this takes much of my time, and this takes as much of my time as possible. If it is too much of a burden, if it's too overwhelming, then that's when you should not be afraid to ask for help. Because I understand from personal experience, when you're in a very chaotic headspace or in a very chaotic chapter in your life, and there's just so much stuff and you're just like, oh my God, then the overwhelm of it all, then it's hard to devote this much time for this and this much time for this and this much time for this. And that's when it's definitely time for you to ask for other people to step in to help you out. Otherwise, the overwhelm can lead to analysis paralysis, and then things just get worse because you don't tackle them. But the advice for you is to tackle it, take action on. And for this right here, because it is a fire sign, because it is an action thing, and I was talking about things being on fire, take action on the thing that's burning the hardest, that's going to hurt the worst if you don't take action on it. In this particular energy, I am getting this need. You might have to ask for help. You really might have to. I hope that this is helping provide you with some clarity. This could be confirmation for a lot of you guys. Do not be afraid to ask for help. That is the strongest thing that you can do. When I was in energy like this, I 100% asked for help. I went to therapy. I called on trusted advisors and confidants, mentors, coaches, all of the above. All of the above. I even took a day or two for myself here and there to just like be away from it so that I can regather myself, so I had enough energy to go back and try again. But the thing that I never did was give up. Never, ever, ever. Even if my efforts were baby steps in that day, I still kept going. So please still keep going. All right. Advice for Aquarius in this energy, please. Advice for Aquarius. It says the ego death. Let it go. Let it go. Let go of the pride, let go of the ego. Ask for help if you need to, so that you can see the situation for what it really is. Maybe you don't know what next best step to take, right? So, and this says a false sense of entrapment. But when you're in it and it's so heavy and hard and dark or loud, it's hard to see. It's hard to see that you're not. It's hard to not feel trapped. I get it. So it says negative or fear-based thoughts, Aquarius. You got to keep going. Find a way to help yourself. Help yourself. I'm just going to keep repeating myself. Ask for help if you need to. You got to keep going. I hope that helped, Aquarius. Let's move on to Pisces. All right, Pisces. This is for the Pisces in the house. Let's go, fish babies. Let's go, fish babies. Pisces, you are so very welcome here. I hope that this reading helps to provide you with some clarity on what's coming next. Take it as it resonates. Don't force anything, all right? Oh, we got a flipper. The Six of Wands, Pisces. That's your reading. You're going in the right direction. Don't second guess yourself. Victory, and people are seeing you shine. Okay. Let's get a little bit more for the Pisces. What is coming next for Pisces? That's an amazing card to start out with. The Four of Pentacles has been coming out a lot. A lot of people have been in this protective stance. And for the Pisces, I feel like it's not really more of a protective stance because you don't want to put yourself out there. I feel like you were trying to evaluate some things in your life. Hold on just a second. Oh my gosh. Okay, Pisces. I feel like you were trying to evaluate some things in your life, possibly and potentially, very specifically your money, so that you can try to figure out where to go next with it. Maybe you're saving up recently so that you can figure out your next step of investment for you, Pisces. The Fool card. Yes. And this could be as simple as you've been saving a few dollars for this next chapter that you're heading into. Maybe Spirit's been telling you to save a few dollars, to save yourself, to protect your energy so that going into the new chapter, Pisces, you don't bring things, old habits, bad investments into this new chapter. Let's get a little bit more on this. But you got the Six of Wands and the Fool card here, which is telling me that things are looking so good for your next chapter, Pisces. The Queen of Swords, yes. You know better now. You know better now. And although you've got you put on a happy face and you're happy-go-lucky, don't play. You really don't play, especially about yourself and especially about your money. You're taking charge of things now in your life. Three of Swords. You had no choice but to, because the past hurt you enough to where you started making changes in yourself. It hurt you enough. It might have been a last wake-up call. It could be the straw that broke the camel's back, a pivot point, a catalyst. It hurt you just enough in just the right place for you to say, that's it. I've learned that lesson. I'm not learning that lesson anymore. I'm not playing about myself anymore. I'm not playing with myself anymore. And do not confuse the smile on my face for weakness. I might like to laugh and have fun and I might come off as a bit naive, and I'm not. I've learned a lot. All right. So I want to know where this Fool card, where's this new chapter going for the Pisces, please, Spirit? Where's this new chapter headed for the Pisces? It says the Five of Coins. The Queen of Coins, your money situation. You are being told to take a look at your money for a reason. For a reason. The Five of Coins, the Queen of Coins. Yes. I think there's investing that's going to be happening in your future, an investment for portfolio and investment opportunity that could be happening for some of you guys, learning to make your money grow for you. The Ten of Coins. So for some of you guys, Pisces, you're going from no money to mo money. I love it. Claim that, Pisces. From no money to mo money. Mo money, mo money. At the bottom of the deck for Pisces, this new chapter, the King of Swords, the King and the Queen of Swords. You are balancing yourself out in knowledge and action. And you are making discerned action, taking discerned action. And very, very, very much in authentic truth and clarity. Very clear. Your next chapter is very clear for you. Very clear. So say thank you to whatever. It might be a weird thing to do, but be grateful for whatever this Three of Swords was, because without this Three of Swords, you would have never have made the changes you needed to make in your life to head down this amazing road for yourself. All right, for Pisces, some advice before we end. Pisces, don't forget to like and subscribe. Turn on that bell notification button. It says, look at this, ego death. The ego right here, that is the devil guard. You're letting go of the toxic attachments, breaking chains, and advancing your life. You had a false sense of being trapped in loops. Gone. You're gone. You are overcoming. You're headed in the right direction, and it is a victorious direction. And whatever it is or whoever it is that did this to you gets to watch you grow in so many different ways, including your bank, Pisces. I hope this helped. Thank you so much for joining me. I love you guys. Bye.